Suzanne, 10:28:87, take 1. Good morning and welcome to Third Coast Cameo with your host, Allan Scherlen.
Good evening and welcome to Third Coast Cameo. I'm Allan Scherlen, and my guest today is Spot, a musician and recording engineer here in Austin. In the past, Spot has produced such bands as Hüsker, Meat Puppets, Black Flag, The Big Boys, and others. He's released his own album, Artless Entanglements, and is currently working on a second album. Welcome to the show, Spot.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Well, let's just jump right into it. And I don't know if anyone knows about your early musical history, so I wanted to just ask you about your beginnings in music, where you started playing and how you started playing, just off the top of your head.
Okay, well, I got my first guitar around 1963, just, before the Beatles put out I Want to Hold Your Hand. And I played around with it for about a year and didn't learn how to play it, then switched over to the drums. Mm-hmm. And the first band I was ever in was in 1965, when I was in the 8th grade. I'm an old man.
65?
65.
Wow, the Beatles were just really taking off there.
Yeah, they were right in their heyday.
What kind of music did you play in your first band?
Oh, boy.
I mean, did you play the Beatles? What are y'all trying to play?
We played whatever was popular then. I mean, okay, you had Beatles, Dave Clark 5, Four Tops, Temptation, Supreme.
What was the name of your band?
We didn't have a name. It was just a it was a talent show at school. We put at the end of the year, you put on a talent show, and I got the bright idea. Oh, okay, I'll play the drums, and a couple of guys played guitar. There was no one knew anything about bass guitars then, so it was like 3 guitar players all plugging into the same amplifier on stage, and 4 guys out front singing. Well, one of the songs I remember us doing was "My Girl." I think that was either Four Tops or Temptations. I don't remember which, but.
Well, when was your first recording? I mean, your first crude recording. I mean, did you record did you have a little cassette player or anything like that? Tape player?
That's a good question. I know that I had they used to make these little old reel-to-reel recorders back then, and I had one of those, and I tried recording myself on those. They sounded awful.
They're neat looking, though. I like the way they look. Yeah.
But it was so distorted, I thought it sounded great, But
wouldn't it be great to find that tape, though, and play it?
No.
But
I think the recorder's still at my mom's house, stuck away in a closet somewhere.
So have you played all your life? You've been playing music all your life?
For a long time. I've been playing about, 63. That makes me what, like a 25-year veteran, something like that.
Okay. So let's move up those 25 years and tell us about your new album, which, if you don't mind looking at the title here, Picking Up Where I Left Off. Mm-hmm. It's quite a bit different from your first album.
Yeah. Artless Entanglements was a complete... I don't even know how to describe the record to you or to anybody. It is
the first record.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it was kind of slam bang together. It was things that I recorded at 4 in the morning because I couldn't sleep. I was living in the studio at the time, and I had no idea what they were going to end up sounding like. But picking up where I left off, is exactly that. It's going back beyond the days when I was producing and engineering. Going before that to where I was doing nothing but playing music, and then suddenly stopped playing music actively and started engineering, and now I'm going back to playing music.
I need to interrupt you for a minute so that we can take a break. We'll be right back, and we'll discuss more about your new album. Thank you. Back to Third Coast Cameo. I'm speaking with Spot, and we're discussing his new album, which is not yet released, called Picking Up Where I Left Off. And we were discussing how it's quite a bit different. What I wanted to ask you, what I was interested about in this album was that there's such a variety of traditions, it seems to me, that come into play. I can hear folk, I hear rock, I hear what some people call hardcore elements. I hear a whole bunch of different. I even hear Old Clementine somewhere in there. I thought I heard. It seems as though there's
there
even
she is.
Country and Western. Are you drawing from all kinds of traditions now? Or tell us something about that.
I used to play all of that music. You know, I've played in country western bands, rock and roll bands. I was playing in orchestras for plays, just on and on and on. There was a see, the music has changed considerably. It used to be that to be a musician and make a living as a musician, you had to know how to play a number of different styles of music. You know, you had to play top 40 just to get a job. Nowadays, it's come around to where people can learn how to play an instrument, and after a couple of years they can join a band, learn 10 songs, and be famous.
But you seem to feel totally free to put many different styles on the same album. I think that's interesting, that you don't feel like you have to set up some kind of special slick style, per se. It's exciting to see someone feeling so free to experiment.
Well, music is music. When you learn how to play a number of different instruments, like I have, every instrument has a different thing, and it'll lend itself more naturally to a different type of thing. And if you go with that, you can bring that to another instrument, and it's like a cross-fertilization that happens. And music is music, and Duke Ellington summed it up. There's only two kinds of music. That's good music and bad music.
Yes. Do you think you're going to be staying in Austin and continuing work here in Austin?
I have no plans to leave. I like living here, and the main reason I moved here was because I did not enjoy living in Los Angeles anymore. It was too expensive, and had no time for myself. I have a lot of time for myself here.
Speaking of time, we've got to go. I'd like to thank you for coming on the show, Spot, and we'd like to thank everybody for being on Third Coast, for watching Third Coast Cameo. Thank you. Thanks again, Spot. It's been another action-packed evening.
Anytime. Just give me a call. I'll bring over some fried chicken.
Deep fried's bad for you, you know?
Yeah.